Yo, what's good, everybody? It's the Chosen One. Here today, going over the best way we, as people in this third dimension, can communicate with our ancestors who have passed on. Okay, a lot of people have been asking me, what's the best way to go about communicating with our ancestors who are no longer with us, and I'm gonna be breaking that down step by step today. So, just stay tuned. This is going to be a very profound lecture with a lot of good info. Okay, so first things first, I want you to understand what this word die means. Okay, when you die, okay, they say, yeah, he died, she died, and they get all sad. But what they don't understand is the root word of die is the etymology is di. And when you look at the prefix di means split in two. So when somebody dies, you're really saying, oh, she's split in two because she went into another dimension. He or she split. She died. Di means two. She just died. So that means her ka split from her body. She went into two. Her spirit separated from her body. So she died. She got split in two. Her body separated. Her spirit separated from her body. She died. She split. Okay, that's what to die means. It means to split. It means for your body and spirit to split apart. Okay, that's what this is showing right here. So when we say somebody died, that's what we're really saying. We're saying that their spirit left their body. Their spirit is no longer in their body. They died. Di means split in two. Okay, if you really want to understand what happens to individuals after they die, there's an old saying called home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Look, there's the heart chakra. There's the heart chakra, the battery charger of your soul, the battery charger of your soul essence, okay? It is the most important chakra on your body. It's the battery charger on your body, okay? So whatever an individual finds most pleasant in life, in their life here on this earth, whether it be some kind of sport, some kind of physical activity, let's say a chess game, or they were a football player, or they were some kind of musician or musical entertainer, you know what I'm saying, or they like taking trips across the ocean. That's going to be attached to their heart chakra. Whatever they enjoyed the most throughout their life on this planet, okay, that's the energy that's going to be tied to their heart chakra, because that's what they loved the most on this earth, okay? So let me tell you what happens. If they're spiritually neutral, which means that the positive and negative actions in their life balance out, and they're spiritually neutral, whatever the thing was that they were most attracted to on this earth, okay, that will be the location where you can find their heart chakra and you can communicate with them, whether it be a ride at a Ferris wheel, you know what I'm saying? A certain movie theater, a certain club, a certain hangout spot, a certain mountain range, a certain cruise ship, a certain music studio. You know what I'm saying? Wherever that close friend or that close family member, that person who was really close to you, whatever they liked the most on this earth, okay, if they were spiritually neutral, which means that they're good and they're bad balanced out, okay, whatever they like doing the most on this earth, that's where their heart chakra is located. So by communicating with those people who are deceased but are still lingering, their heart chakra is still lingering in this third dimension, go wherever they love the most. Make sure your spirit is right before you go to that place. Okay, you can do that by burning sage in your house, burning sage in your apartment, opening up all the windows in your house or apartment before you do that, meditating deeply while the sage is burning. Okay, after that, take a shower. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're right mentally, spiritually, and physically, and then go to the place where they love the most, and make sure you're the only one who goes there, because you don't know what anybody else's energy is like. You can only control your energy. So if you go with somebody and their energy isn't right, you're not going to be able to communicate with your loved one, okay? Because they're not going to recognize the other demon spirits that the other person has with them, because they're not right. So just make sure you go there by yourself and you're right mentally, spiritually, and physically. And when you get there, you know, I would, if I were you, I'd close my eyes, because like I said, these physical eyes are an illusion. These physical eyes are a Venus illusion. Close your eyes, go into deep meditation state, and if you feel a presence, you know what I'm saying, after you try to remember the memories you had with the individual at that place, okay? That's the first thing you should do. Try to have a memory, a good memory that you had with that individual at that place. And if you feel a certain vibration or sensation in your heart, or even around your skin, okay, that's a good sign that that individual is still there. If you hear that ringing, buzzing noise in your ear, like that beep in your ear, you know what I'm talking about, that buzzing noise that just appears out of nowhere, that's them. That's them, okay? Those are your loved ones who have passed on and are trying to communicate with you in the third dimension, because they're in purgatory. They're in purgatory, okay? There was a movie called Ghost. Ghost came out in the late 80s, early 90s. Go see it. Go watch it. Okay? That basically proves, and you know, that tells us that the elite are telling us that they have knowledge that a lot of our ancestors, you know, their good and their bad was only neutral in this dimension, okay? It was weighed out to be neutral, so they could neither descend or ascend. So they were stuck in purgatory, okay? Those people, you contact their heart chakra by going to whatever place it was that they loved the most. And by making sure your spirit is clean, your spirit is cleansed before you go there, okay? So you don't scare them off, and you can communicate with them effectively, okay? You can communicate with them by closing your eyes and going into deep meditation wherever it is they love the most, okay? Whatever location it is that they love the most, okay? That is how you communicate with spirits in the third dimension, okay? For the individuals who were spiritually righteous, okay? You contact them through your dreams, okay? You contact those individuals through your dreams, okay? If they were spiritually righteous, their souls will not be present in their, in this dimension, okay? If they were spiritually righteous, their souls will not be present in this dimension, and the only way you can communicate to souls in 5D or 4D is through deep sleep, dreams, and deep meditation. Okay, most of your ancestors that you see in dreams are stuck in fourth dimension and are trying to communicate with you. So try and understand the messages behind your dreams, because a lot of our ancestors, okay, they are seeing our future, okay, because there is no time. There is no time. There is no Saturnian time in the fourth dimension. So spirits in the fourth dimension, they can look back at us and see how we're going to die in this third dimension. So what they'll do is they'll give us little hints and little clues in our dreams, and we might think that they're nightmares, but they're really messages from our damn ancestors, and we'll throw them off and we'll throw them out of our heads and say, oh, I want to forget that dream. I want to forget that nightmare. But it was all just a message from our ancestors, okay, trying to warn us. A lot of them, they see our future, especially if we're not doing the righteous things in life and we're not on the right path in life. They'll throw us nightmares to scare us into doing right again. Okay, a lot of us need to wake up to that and get hip to that information. Okay, most of the time, our ancestors that are trapped in the fourth dimension are the ones who are sending us our dreams, people. Our dreams are being sent to us by our ancestors who are trapped in the fourth dimension. And that is how we communicate with them, through our dreams in the fourth dimension. Because when we go to sleep, we partially die and visit the other dimension, the fourth dimension. And when we dream, a piece of our spiritual essence, our 13th chakra, goes into the fourth dimension and is not present in our physical 3D body anymore. Okay? So we need to understand that very clearly. Okay, when we dream, a piece of our soul really goes somewhere else, and that is how we can communicate with the righteous, with our righteous ancestors who were spiritually righteous. Okay? Like I said, the ancestors who were really not really spiritually righteous, they were caught up in the world, they were caught up in the lifestyle, they're in purgatory. The ones who were spiritually wicked, and they were spiritually wicked, more than likely you can't communicate with them, people. Their souls have been weighed down through their heavy hearts, and their souls have been weighed down in inner earth, okay? Or they have come back reincarnated as lesser beings, as animals or insects, okay? The spiritually wicked, okay? You'd have to do some kind of damn seance to even try to communicate with them, but that wouldn't even work anyway, okay? So who I'm talking about are the people who are spiritually neutral, who are trapped in purgatory, and the spiritually righteous, who most of them are trapped in the fourth dimension because the government is blocking off all the stargates to enter the fifth dimension. So most of our ancestors are trapped in the fourth dimension, in the dream realm. This is why a lot of us are having recurring dreams about certain loved ones who have passed on, certain close friends who have passed on, and ancestors who have passed on, who we keep having dreams about, because they're actually communicating with us in the etheric realm, in the fourth dimension. Okay? We have to get hip to this knowledge. We have to start studying about this spirituality and about the dream world and how this stuff works, because it's very, very significant. Okay? So just remember all the rituals regarding the communication with the souls in purgatory. If you could rewind the video and write that stuff down, do those steps to communicate with your loved ones, okay? Because if you show respect to the souls that have passed on, I guarantee you, things in your life will start to change for the better. If you start changing things in your life, and you start showing the ancestors and the ones who have passed on that you're showing them respect, I promise you, things in your life will turn around in a heartbeat. Okay? I've seen it. I have seen it, up close and personal many times before. Okay? So now we're about to learn about these significant birds. Okay? What other people don't understand is birds have a spiritual significance regarding souls coming in and out of this dimension. Okay? I told you about the cats. I told you about the serpents. Now it's time for me to tell you about the birds. And when I tell you about the birds, the first thing I'm going to tell you about is going to be about the sparrow. Because when you look at the hummingbird and the sparrow, when you see a lot of hummingbirds and sparrows around you, the hummingbird and the sparrow is telling you that Cupid shoots his arrow and a soul falls into a three-dimensional body, okay? and it will be the soul's first time ascending or descending into this dimension. When you see all those hummingbirds and sparrows in a certain area, that means new life is being created. That means that an angel, an angel, a messenger for the Most High Spirit, is sending new spirits into this third dimension, and it is their first time in this third dimension. So these are baby souls. These are young souls. These are new, fresh souls in this dimension. These are pure, harmless souls. So we see this through the sparrow and the hummingbird, okay? And the sparrow shows that when Cupid shoots his arrow, he sends a soul into this third dimension, okay? Cupid shooting his arrow is the act of sex, okay? So in certain neighborhoods or in certain areas of the planet where you see hummingbirds and sparrows, that's where new souls are being put back into this third dimension. These souls are not reincarnated, okay? They're not reincarnated. They're baby souls. They're baby souls. The ones who are guided here by the hummingbirds and the sparrows, okay? Another thing I want to add, when you see this, I like this one though. When you see the crows, Hollywood, and the satanic media wants to lie to you and tell you that the crow is bad, the crow is evil. No, ladies and gentlemen. The crow is the soul that was reincarnated to punish the wicked. I'm going to repeat that. The crow, the prefix C-R-O, comes from Chronos, which is Saturn. And Saturn can't do anything without the permission of the Most High Creator. So Chronos is Saturn. You will reap what you sow. You meet the Grim Reaper, okay, when you have sown wickedness. When you have sown wickedness into this world, you are going to reap wickedness, and you are going to meet the Grim Reaper with the crow. So when you see the crows in certain neighborhoods or in certain areas of the globe, the crows are souls. That's telling you that a soul was reincarnated back in this dimension to punish the wicked. And if you think it's bullshit, just go and order a movie that was starred by Brandon Lee, who was Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, and he played in the movie called The Crow. And in that movie, The Crow brought Brandon Lee's soul back. And what did he do? He punished the wicked, and he couldn't do it without the crow's guidance. The Saturnian bird, who is the Grim Reaper and who punishes the goddamn wicked. And this is the same energy as the eclipse and the eclipse babies. So if your child was born on an eclipse, or if you started seeing crows in your neighborhood, or in a certain area where the mother of the child was at before he or she was born, and you kept seeing crows out of nowhere, your child is a significant soul that was put back here to punish the wicked. Go do your research and watch the movie The Crow. It will blow your mind, because all of this is Kemetic knowledge and Kemetic spirituality and Kemetic information that the Jews from Hollywood stole out of the tablets and out of the walls of Kemet, okay, back in the early 1900s. And last but not least, we have the raven. The raven is the opposite of Ra. The English language is backwards bastardized, and this word proves it, because the raven ain't got nothing to do with Ra. The raven keeps you away from Ra, because the raven is spiritually wicked, okay? Raven represents the spiritually wicked who are reincarnated as lesser beings, and the raven is an omen of sin and spiritual death. The raven is an omen of sin and spiritual death. Go look it up. And if you want to talk about sin, the etymology of the word sin goes back to the moon, because they used to call the moon sin. This is why the moon shoots energy on the planet at certain times and shoots certain ions in your brain, and it gets your left brain activated, and now your lower 6 chakras are activated, and now the moon created a monster out of you. And when you look at the word monster, you're really saying moon star. You're really saying a moon star, because you turned into a monster, and it's really a moon star. So you let the sin, which is the lower chakra, the lower part of yourself, the raven energy, the moon energy, the sin energy, get a hold of you and turn your soul spiritually wicked. So when you're involved in a life of sin, a life of wickedness, you're under control of the raven and the moon. And if you do your research, the moon used to be called sin. Go look it up. The blood moon screwed everybody's consciousness up in 2015 and in this year too. The moon controls people's left brains. This is why when a full moon is out, the ions are being emitted in our atmosphere at a high rate, and individuals seem to react more violently than usual, because they are in control of the astrological object of sin. And the bird that rules that is the raven, that blocks you from the Ra, the sun god, that blocks you from that stargate, that keeps your soul reincarnating over and over and over when you're involved in that life of sin, that life of spiritual wickedness, under the control of the raven. Go do your research. Go do your homework. Okay? The birds are very, very significant. Okay? If you see a lot of ravens, in your neighborhood, people, stay the hell out of there. I'll tell you that much. Stay the hell out of there. Go rent another apartment. Go buy another house. That's what I will tell you. When the ravens are around, you have spiritual wickedness around. Whether it's a demon spirit, whether it's evil people that are in the area, the raven is the omen of that energy. You got sparrows there. You got new life being created there, peace and harmony and new life there. You got the crow there. You have some souls that are being brought back here to punish the wicked. Okay? Go do your research. Crow comes from Kronos, which is Saturn, the spiritual punisher, the grim reaper, to punish wickedness, and he can't punish nothing without the Mother Universal Creator's permission first. So I'm glad I could help people with this information and break it down like no other. Okay? I appreciate everybody who supported RFG movement, Atlantean movement. Okay? Got love for all my subscribers. For all my haters, you can kick rocks. Okay? I love everybody who got love for me. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. It's the chosen